Hello everyone, this is Teacher Kai and it is very good to see you. And today I want to explain the Unit 1 grammar lessons to you that the lessons that I will be covering, they are on page number 3 and page number 7 in Unit 1. So as I have already uploaded the PDF in our Google Classroom. You can check it out there and download it and go to page number 3 and go to page number 7 for our grammar lessons. Okay, and after these lessons I will also give you the grammar exercises for Unit 1. Okay, so shall we go to my computer screen? Okay, so let's take a look at it. So what I have here is about Unit 1 grammar lessons. And here for the first one is I have verb followed by gerund. Okay, verb followed by gerund. So here I have the first examples. I give two examples here. So the first example is I enjoy being with people. The second example is I am into traveling to new places. So here I have two gerunds. Those are being and traveling. So, well, wait a minute. Since you cannot see me here, I'm gonna make sure that oh wow, this cannot be smaller. So no problem, you will not see me. Okay, if you want to see, if I want to show the way I explain, then I will show you the video screen. But for the grammar explanation, I will just go directly to my PDF format, my lesson preparation. Okay. So back to our grammar lesson. Here I have two gerund. So the first one is being. The second one is traveling. So we use verb ing to form this gerund. So to understand gerund, let's look at these 4 points. Okay, gerund is a verb, of course, but it has to end with ing. So we can say that like going, sleeping, swimming, there are so many examples to talk about it. But what you need to know is gerund is, even though it is a verb, it is acting as a noun in sentences. Okay, it is acting as a noun. And so since it is a noun, in a sentence, it can become a subject, it can become a object. Okay, and number 4 point is it can become object of preposition. For example, of doing, so something like that. So after the preposition, it can follow the preposition. Okay, so shall we look at it? One example. He worries about his family. About here is a preposition, and we use his family. Okay, so here we can say that some gerunds follow, gerunds or a noun follows after these prepositions. Okay, so follow preposition. So here we have his family. His family, actually it is a noun, but it is not gerund. But we can say that there are other prepositions that we can use here. Okay, so let's look at our lesson here. Some common verbs that followed by gerund, of course. The first one is finish, give up, can't help, imagine, okay, keep, miss, suggest. Well, these are just 7 verbs that comes after the that's followed by gerund. But there are many other verbs too. But here, this for example here, if I say I finished doing my homework, I cannot say I finished to do my homework. Okay, I finished doing my homework. That is how I have to use this verb. So if you are going to use this number 1 to number 7 verbs or any other verbs, those are followed by gerund, then yes, you must use gerund form. And number 2, here we have some, this is only just for the verb that's, comes after, that's followed by gerund. Okay, dislike, I love, I enjoy going to the cinema, something like that, you know. I enjoy to go, well, I enjoy to go can be acceptable, but I enjoy going to the cinema is much better. Yeah. And of course, we also have some infinitive. So here, these two are just the opposite, you know. These verbs will be followed by gerund, only gerunds, but this verb will only be followed by infinitives. So I agree to go, you know, I disagree to do, or I plan to go, or I plan to eat, I plan to sleep, I plan to study, I promise to, something like that, you know. So these kind of verbs will be followed by infinitives only, okay. But this is here I mentioned a new one, which is like. You might say the teacher dislike is a verb. Actually, I would say that yeah, it is a verb, but it is also a preposition. In this sentence, shall we look at it? I always feel like going dancing. So here, like is a preposition. You know, going is a gerund. So sometimes you might see that some students they use, you know, some people they use like. I feel like, you know, it is like. Well, if you watch American, you know, Hollywood movies, then you might see that they use a lot of like there, and I have heard and I have seen many students use like in their sentences. Oh, it's like, you know, oh, it's like, this is like. Well, they are prepositions. Okay, it is okay to use it, but they are prepositions. So, well, you have after this like it must be a gerund which follows the sentence. Okay, so well, that is the first part of our the first lesson A of our grammar explanation. Okay, so the second part, I want to explain the second part of this, the lesson B, okay, of these grammar explanations. And this, the second part of this grammar explanation would be something which is quite, you know, interesting as well. That you can see this grammar explanation on page number 7. Okay, guys, page number 7. So it is about, on page number 7 we have noun clauses after be verb. Noun clauses after be verb. So I'm sure you know be verb, right? Be verb, am, is, are, was, were. Those are the be verbs. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this so that you will not see my video, the video screen here. So you please just focus on my PDF preparation, lesson preparations. Okay. So shall we look at this grammar explanations lesson B? Okay, so I'm going to start with this example. One benefit of being an only child is that you get a lot of attention. And this here, that you get a lot of attention. Okay, this yellow color, this whole thing is a noun clause. So I want to compare these two, okay, a noun clause and a noun. What are these differences? Okay, a noun and noun clause. Okay, a noun and a noun clause. Since you need to see me how I am trying to describe it. One noun, it can be used as subject or object, and noun clause. Okay, we will compare it. So the first one is an advantage of having older brothers or sister is their advice. So what is good about having older brother and older sister is they give you advice. Yes, that is what you need. That's why you're happy. Okay, you said this is the advantages. Okay, that may be one of the advantages. Yes, that's correct. So let's look at the second sentence. The second sentence, I have an advantage of having older brothers and or sister is that they can give you advice. Well, the same meaning, okay? In the first sentence I use their advice, it is a noun. It is also an object. But in the second sentence, I use a noun clause. So what you need to understand, a noun clause is actually an actual sentence. okay, an actual sentence, that they can give you advice. It is not just one phrase anymore, it's the whole sentence. Okay, so I'm going to explain here. Noun, it can be subject, it can be object in a sentence. Okay, noun clause. Noun clause, when you talk about a noun clause, it is a sentence. So one sentence, it has two parts. In a sentence, it has two parts, subject and predicate. Okay, guys, listen. A subject and a predicate, when you combine them together, it will become one sentence. So we have subject predicates, and I will give you example here. John is a doctor. So John is a doctor. John is a doctor. What is the subject? John. What is the predicate? Is a doctor. Okay, so we have two parts here. So, well, this is one example. Be verb, I'm sure you know it. Am, is, are, was, where. You know all of this, so I don't want to repeat it. But the example that I want to give you here is an advantage of having all the brothers, all sisters, is that they can give you advice. That they can give you advice is the whole noun clause. Let's try to break them out. Okay, when they are, if we are going to break it down, then we have a be verb, which is, and we have a subject, which is they. We have a predicate, which is can give you advice. Well, here you can see a subject, they. Predicate, can give you advice. But what do we have here? THAT, that, which is optional. Sometimes you may use that. For me, whenever I speak, I use that a lot. It's just to connect a sentence, to connect my idea that I want to elaborate my ideas, or I want to elaborate my views, my opinion. Then I use them. It's kind of like a conjunction, so you can use that. Shall we look at the example here? I have two sentences here. The first sentence is, I have three sisters. This is my life, okay, guys? This is my life. So I'm giving examples of my life. I have three sisters. The second part is, the bad part is that they always put me aside. Wow, so sad. Okay, so I'm going to combine these two sentences into one. So the bad part of having three sisters is that they always put me aside. So here I have to connect these two sentences, which that's why the bad part, and I will use a prepositions, and after preposition, what follows? Gerund. So of having three sisters. Okay, let's look at the second sentence. This is my life too, guys. Okay, I live alone at home. The best part is that I can take care of myself better. Wow. Okay, I live alone. So we are going to change a verb into gerund, which is live. So into a gerund, it will be living. Okay, so I'm going to say the best part of living alone at home. I'm so sorry, I need to use at here. Yes, okay, it's a typo though. Well, sometime I changed from my Microsoft Word, so yeah, I forgot to change that. I'm so sorry. Okay, please forgive me, and just try to okay, here I have my lesson preparation, so I'm gonna change it now. Yes, I am a teacher, but sometimes I make mistake too. Okay, at home is that I can take care of myself better. Okay, I have changed it already, so I'm gonna change it in the PDF format too. So, well, guys, noun clause after be verb is very simple. It's just that after that be verb, after the main verb, you will just see the whole sentence, and that is a noun clause. So, do you think that noun clause will come only in the object part? We have subject, and we have subject, verb, and object, like three positions, three places. Subject, noun clause, we have a noun there, and object is also a noun. So which means that noun clause can be anywhere. Doesn't have to be always on this object side. It can be in this subject's place too. Okay, you just have to switch them. So I don't want you to stick with this mindset that okay, noun clause will come only after the verb. No, noun clause can come before the main verb too. Okay. So for example, I can say that here. Let's try to change this. Okay, I'm gonna give you some example, and I will write down here, which is the best part of living alone at home is that I can take care of myself. I can take care of myself better is the best part of living alone at home. Yes. Okay. I just switched the place, the subject and the object, and yes, it is a noun clause, but still, I'm just switching it. And for the case of that, 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 what is it? Optional. It's no problem. You can use it, or if you don't want to use it, just leave it. So your choice to however you want to use it. Okay. So I believe that you will understand this grammar lesson in Unit 1, and I will also look in the Google Classroom. I will also post some grammar exercises. So you have to finish those. Okay. Thank you very much, guys, and bye bye.